They normally double. So I'm going to say Robinhood is going to come out at around, they normally double. They normally double. They normally double. Welcome back, IPO nerds. My name is Jose, and today I'm going to teach you how to properly read a Form S-1 registration. This is a form that every initial public offering has to file with the SEC in order to divulge all their finances, net losses, income, revenue, and all that good stuff. So if you're an IPO nerd and you want to learn how to read this Form S-1, stay tuned. Make sure you grab your monster. Today we got the Ultra Fiesta. That's a good one. Take a sip. And let's get right into it. Also, guys, I'm bringing you the latest and greatest IPOs every single week. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel.
Okay. Do it. Do it.
All right. And you?
Do it.
And what better company to do this with than Robinhood? They just released their S1. All right, so let's get started right here. For the first thing you want to look for, guys, is the date. July 1st, 2021. This is a very recent one. Today is July 5th. So that's great. Now, you're going to notice that a lot of S1s get amended. So you're going to have different dates and stuff like that. Always try to find the latest one. Okay, guys? Always try to find the latest one. Scrolling down, make sure that you're looking at the right S1. Make sure you're looking at the right name on the Form S1. Believe me, this has happened to me. That's why I pointed it out. Okay. And now here, the good thing about the S1 is you can see the address of the company and you can see the executives. Now here you can see how much the company paid the SEC to file this registration form, $10,110. Over here on the left hand side, you can see the share price. Now, when they file this form and the company doesn't have a particular share price in mind just yet, they go ahead and file normally for 1 cent. This one is like 0.001 cent, you know, a fraction of a penny. Okay, that just means that this is like a holder. All right. We don't know exactly what the price of this shares are going to be. Now, I did hear from a video that Meet Kevin did that the share price for this company is tentatively it's going to be anywhere from $80 to $100. So keep that in mind, guys. But that's just a speculation, okay? You know, their mission is to democratize finance for all. God knows there have been so many new investors in the stock market lately. It's insane. Now, for like 50% of the revenue for Robinhood is coming from trading options. And you're going to see that here soon when we look at the finances. But so many new investors out there, it's kind of scary. We're going to keep scrolling down. It's exciting, but it's scary. Now, it shows you a little bit of how the platform looks like. They tell you about their, you know, debit cards, card management, their subscription model, which is gold. You can borrow on your portfolio, right? And One Finance has the same thing, guys. So we're just gonna keep scrolling down real quick. Bitcoin, this is something that you can purchase on Robinhood. You cannot purchase on N1 Finance, for example. They do have alternate coins, right? Like Bitcoin and Dogecoin and all that good stuff. By the way, guys, if you want to follow my investing journey, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below to my Patron. And if you want to see what I'm buying and what IPOs I'm purchasing, make sure you go down the description and it's only $1, guys. Support the channel and check out what I'm buying. All right, if we keep scrolling down, you can see some testimonials. All right, so here are your key numbers. This is very important, right? Net cumulative funded accounts, 18 million accounts. Monthly active users, you're looking at 17.7 million active users, guys. Now, assets in custody, $81 billion, guys. This company is managing $81 billion in assets, which is insane, guys. Now, Robinhood customers who are the first time investors, we're looking at over 50%. Guys, remember what I told you earlier, that there's a lot of investors in the new investors this year on Robinhood. Over 50%, the majority of Robinhood customers are first-time investors, guys. If this doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. All right, but hey, we're here to educate everyone. I was once a first-time investor. We all were. Organic or referred customers, we're looking at more than 80%. Let's keep scrolling down. All right, here's what your meat and potatoes of the S1 is. My favorite part, right? The table of contents. We're not gonna go over every single one of these, guys, because this video will be like, you know, 3 hours long, right? But I'm gonna leave a link in the description below to this S1 so you can take your time and look through here. But the areas that I want to highlight on this video are: a quick shout out to my patrons. Your generosity and contributions allow me to do what I love to do and keep the channel growing, so thank you. If you want to become a patron, there's a link in the description. The use of proceeds, guys. What is the company going to do with this money that they raised from this IPO? Many of them just put out the generic statement out there that we intend to use the net proceeds receiving of the sovereign to repay this many millions, and that we expect to borrow this many millions and other good stuff. So it's very important that you read this use of proceeds statement, because if the company's planning to expand, for example, or to put more money into research and development, or to improve their platform, or to pay out debt, I mean, this is very important that you guys read the use of proceeds, right? Very important. If it's a company that has a lot of debt, if it's a company that's trying to grow, right here on this use of proceeds statement, you will be able to see what they intend to use the money for. The dividend policy, right? So a lot of you guys out there are dividend investors, and this is very important. Now, Robinhood has never declared or paid cash dividends on our capital stock. So this company does not pay any dividends or is planning to pay any dividends in the future. But this is something that might be important for you guys out there, dividend investors, to see if the company is planning to pay, dividends in the future. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, many of these IPOs, I would say like 90% of them do not pay dividends right off the bat. Okay, these are growth companies that are coming into the market and are trying to grow their bottom line and get new investors out there and become public to grow. Now, does this mean they're not gonna pay dividend in the future? No. I mean, anything is possible, right? So, but this is very important right here, the dividend policy. Now let's scroll down to capitalization, which is my favorite part. Here's where you see your cash and cash equivalents, okay? Now make sure that you're always looking at the year. And I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, 90% of these S1s are in thousands, okay? So the company does have $4.7 billion in cash and cash equivalents. That it's a lot of cash in hand, guys. Very, very good. All right, so before we go on, I do want to say that the good thing about these S1 forms, right, that are electronic, is that you can always look for something. If you can't find it on the table of contents, you can always go ahead and go do a Control F on your computer and type what you're looking for. So let's say I'm looking for the total revenue, right, and it's going to bring me right to those instances of the total revenue inside the form S1. So you can hit enter afterwards, and you can keep scrolling down until you find what you're looking for. And this is a cool function that I do like a lot when I'm looking for things in this one in particular, total revenues and things of that nature, net income and good stuff like that. So just to throw it out there, just something that you can do if you're looking for something right away. So let's look at revenue. All right, so next we got the consolidated statement of operation data. But what you want to look for is the total revenue, guys, at the bottom. Also make sure you're in the correct month and year. All right, so let's highlight total revenue. And let's go all the way down, and we're looking at $522.1 million for the year of 2021 so far. Right here, you can look at the operating expenses. It breaks it down to operations, technology and development, marketing. I want to point out that they do spend a lot in marketing, guys. We're looking at $102 million. I'm sure that you've seen the commercials everywhere, guys. All right, if you keep scrolling down right here, you're going to see a net income loss. Whenever you see something in parentheses, guys, inside the form S1, that means it's a negative number, okay? They have a net loss in 2021 so far of $1.4 billion, guys. Sounds like a lot because it is a lot. Now, I don't know how much money they are planning to raise during this IPO, depending on the share price, but this right here is they lost a lot of money in the year 2021 so far. For those of you guys that are wondering, there was a point where Robinhood was profitable at $7,000. That was back in 2020. If you keep scrolling down, you should see the balance sheet. Here's where you get all your cash and cash equivalents of $4.7 billion. You're also going to get your total assets of $15 billion and your total liabilities of $8.8 billion. And you know that I'm a big fan of having more assets and liabilities, because that means the company, can sell all their assets and pay all their liabilities, right? But the only thing that worries me about Robinhood at this time is that they're not making any money. They are operating on net loss. Maybe that doesn't worry you guys, because you know that the company is going to continue to grow and get more customers to use their platform. But $1.4 billion is a lot of money on net loss. You can also look at other metrics like the monthly active users if you want to see how many active users the platform has every single month. All right, so if we go back to the table of contents, another area that I like to look at is the executive compensation, especially when companies are not making any money or are burning through a lot of cash like Robinhood is doing, $1.4 billion. I always like to see, okay, how much is they getting paid, their executives? If it's something ridiculous, then I'm like, well, that's part of the problem right there. You have some executives that are getting, millions and millions and millions of dollars in compensation every year from their companies and not putting that money back into the company to grow and to alleviate some of those expenses. So the CEO right here in 2020 got paid $400,000. That's not too bad for a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. CFO right here, $400,000. Everyone is taking about $400,000 in. No one is getting paid a ridiculous salary, and I like to see that. Guys, there are many other areas of the S1 that I can go through on this video, but it will be like an hour video, okay? So I'm not gonna do so, but please make sure that you take your time, read this S1 forms and all that, figure out why the company has so much cash that they're burning through. What's the reason for it? They have acquired about 6 million users since the beginning of the year. A lot of you asked me, what is the fair share price for Robinhood, right? Now, Robinhood is seeking a $40 billion valuation. Now, the company is currently valued around $12 billion. So they're looking at 4 times their valuation during this IPO. All right, so we don't know what the share price is going to be yet, but if you're looking at a valuation of $12 billion, they're trying to go for $40 billion. That's 4 times what they are worth now. They sell 100 million shares, so 12 times 4, that gives you around $48 per share, guys, but probably going to be exploding during the IPO pop, right? So they normally double. So I'm going to say Robinhood is going to come out at around from 48, I would say maybe $70 to $80 per share on the first day. And because it's such a popular platform, a lot of people are going to be looking to grab those shares, guys. So my strategy is to get in as soon as possible, but I know how much I should pay and I'm willing to pay. So for this example, maybe I just do a limit order on Robinhood and I set it up maybe around, okay, $60 per share. And that's what I'm willing to pay for Robinhood. Now, does that mean that my orders are going to get filled? Probably not. You know, like I say, it's a very popular platform, a very popular company that a lot of people are going to be looking to buy. So my prediction is anywhere $80 to $100, but I'm going to put my limit orders to $60 per share. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What you guys going to do with the Robinhood IPO? And if this video helped you, please subscribe to the channel, support me on Patreon, and make sure you leave a comment and give it a thumbs up and all that good stuff. All right, guys, as always, if you like this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. But more important than that, make sure you take care of yourselves. And I'll see you soon.
I bring up the pain, Rick is the main. I make the market rain like acid rain. An investing channel you ever know, ya. I take your girl, your house, your money, leave you broke, son.